We're rehearsing Pipe Dream, which is a musical by Rodgers and Hammerstein. It's a show that they did in 1955. It was not a big success of theirs, but it has not actually been done in New York City since that original production, and so we have a great opportunity to be able to reapproach this material for the first time in over 50 years.
Actually, when I was approached about doing Pipe Dream, I'd never even heard of the show.
There are a couple songs that made it into State Fair from this piece, but other than those, no, I think the music's new to everyone, which is kind of nerve-wracking because Encores is fast, but it's also kind of fun, and it's an adrenaline rush to get to sing stuff that people haven't heard.
It's really great because you talk to people and you say, I'm doing Pipe Dream, and they go, so that means that there's a curious audience out there that wants to come and see us, and that's very exciting.
Just as an actor to approach something with absolutely no frame of reference, it gives you a lot of freedom to sort of create it without being compared to somebody else.
We do have some pictures from the original production that we've at least looked at to give us, a basis to go off, but we're not basing it on that or anything. We are trying to give it its own new life, and visiting the music again as if it's the first time.
They took the characters of Steinbeck's Cannery Row, and Steinbeck was asked to write a musical version of it, but he didn't know how to write the book of a musical, so he said, well, I'll write another novel, and he wrote a novel called Sweet Thursday, and Sweet Thursday deals with the same characters that we have here in Pipe Dream: Doc, a marine biologist, and Suzy, a kind of vagrant who takes up in the Bear Flag Cafe, the local, for lack of a better word, happiest house on the block.
Well, Rodgers and Hammerstein were very skeptical about having their leading lady be a prostitute, so we're trying to find the balance of maybe grittying it up a little bit from what the original musical did, but obviously it's not the intention that the musical has to copy the book exactly.
There have been several people who have approached us about doing an adaptation of Pipe Dream, and everybody has had the same point of view, which is put more Steinbeck in. They, by the nature of what Encores is about, went back to early drafts just to find how gritty were Rodgers and Hammerstein ever willing to go.
We've taken a couple of lines that were from that original New Haven script and incorporated them, just places wwhere we could see a little bit more of the toughness from Suzy and a little bit more of the grit of the original Steinbeck characters.
We can use our contemporary sensibility to try to find some moments, because these pages of dialogue go quickly and then you're singing. There's not a lot of exposition, so we try to fill those up as much as we can. But again, you don't want to take away from what the composer and the writer's original intention was.
In the downbeat of the overture, people will see that this is undeniably a Rodgers and Hammerstein score, and one that has a number of great treats that will be, I think, a wonderful bouquet to just throw at the audience and have them have a great time here.
There are a lot of surprises in, I think, the score too, because some of the stuff is very earthy compared to some of the things that they have written before.
I think there's a real value in looking at the less successful parts of a composer's career. I think it helps define them and put them in perspective, and this is a true, clear example of that.
It was not a success, but it's not only by great writers in the musical theater, but two guys who had The Sound of Music in them 3 years later. So it's not like they lost their talent, but this show didn't work. And I think that is what Encores is about, to examine shows that we haven't seen a lot, and hear and see what they're all about. So I'm excited.
Everybody here is very excited. It's literally like watching a brand new Rodgers and Hammerstein musical, and you can only do that at Encores.